Welcome to V Reviews, the series where we review your favourite VTubers and leave out the drama. I'm your local Mage Dark. Now some of you may be confused, so let me explain. This series will basically be a continuation of how I did my old deep dive videos. The difference this time will be that I'm focusing more on it being a review, so I'll be trimming the fat, streamlining it, and making it much easier to watch. So the deep dive videos aren't going anywhere, but these will coexist alongside the deep dives. So if you want to see more of this series, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know which VTuber you want me to cover next. But without further ado, let's get into it. The categories we'll be judging the VTubers on are my first impressions, their models, their content, and the final summary. This is only YouTube reviewing, not Twitch, so keep that in mind. But you've seen the title, so you know who's up first. The Blood Mother herself. It's LaynaLazar. My first impressions of LaynaLazar after watching a couple of her videos was quite positive. It's important to keep in mind that Layna has a few channels. The first one is her main channel dedicated to mostly video games, amongst other small little variety type content. She has a channel dedicated to ASMR, another one for her IRL content, and one for her VODs. But if I had to describe Layna's videos on the first impression, they're cozy. They kind of remind me of those traditional gaming videos that you would see people like Markiplier do. But just imagine a VTuber instead of a facecam streamer.
Here, take this! It's a beautiful necklace that you will... Ah!
Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, I pushed her. Okay, play the music.
But she can get quite crazy at times whenever it comes to those horror videos. Oh, and don't get me started on those times where she can be a little down bad or a little sus.
How do we make her hole bigger? How come I can't suck this thing? Does the hole have to be bigger before it fits? Oh, I'm ready for that bad boy. I want to suck that one up.
Well, all in all, I have to give her a positive rating in terms of my first impressions of her. I just thought that she was very cozy and really easy to get into, just as long as you aren't too squeamish. But let's move on to her models. Layna's models, if I could sum them up in one word, it would be unique. I've never seen VTuber models quite like hers, to be honest. While I'll probably miss a couple of them, I'll attempt to give you a rundown of the main ones that I see a lot. The first model up is this one. It is just a simple Vroid model according to the wiki, but in my opinion, I think it establishes the theming perfectly. The model is caked in blood, with 2 needles in her hair. And this is an odd choice for a VTuber for sure, but it actually goes into her history. Without going too in depth, because that would be for a deep dive video if I can cover her, Layna has a chronic incurable disease known as ulcerative colitis, and it affects her intestines. As a result of this condition, she's had a lot of blood transfusions done in her life, over 27 according to the wiki. So the subject of blood and needles is one that hits very close to home for her. The model is simple, but it gets the job done. And it's also important to note that this model has a toggle, which transforms itself into a much gorier and grotesque version of itself, which she dubs as her true form. Other models do share this same toggle, so whenever you hear true form going forward, it refers to the much bloodier version. Now as a horror fan, I think this is freaking sweet, and I really don't see any other VTuber models doing something like this. So in terms of originality, without question Layna has it in spades. Next up is a chibi model. There's not too much to say on this compared to the other ones, but I think it's a very cute design with a lovely art style, so I can't really say anything negative about it, it's really good. But up next is the big one. This is her 2.0 model, and her current model as well. This has to be one of my favourite VTuber designs of all time. It is so unique and detailed, I'm just in love with it to be completely honest. The colours, the expressiveness, the true form being so bloody and gory and detailed. It reminds me of my earlier days on YouTube as a creepypasta channel and as an edgy teenager using horror to try and cope with all of the difficulties that I was dealing with in school. So I really can't praise this model enough. Easily in my top 5 favourite VTuber models of all time, without question. And finally, she has a cuter model. Doing away with all of the blood and the horror, I think this is a fine design for whenever Layna wants to do something that doesn't involve dismembering people. We all need a break from the bloodshed and the horror sometimes, and I imagine Layna is the same. So that does it for the models. Again, I'll bet that she's had plenty of other ones, but from the few that I've shown you, I think it's safe to conclude that she's had amazing models over the years. But how was her content? Let's find out. Layna has a bunch of variety when it comes to her content, and you really can't pinpoint her to just one specific thing. So I'm gonna give you guys some highlights. Again, I highly recommend that you guys go and check Layna out in your own time, but here are just some of the things that she gets up to. As you could guess from her models, she plays quite a bit of horror games, from smaller indie games to the mainstream games like Resident Evil. But that's not all that she does, oh no. She does some reaction type videos as well.
God, I could watch kitties all day. Slap her in the face. Yes, yes, yes! Why would you ask me that? I think you meant the video?
She's done some IRL content like cooking or opening up Pokemon cards.
I want to pet you so bad because you look like you're in pain. Oh, hello. Hi, hello. You're so cute. Okay, goodbye.
And she has done many kinds of collaborations, especially with people from the Neuroverse.
What do you get angry about? What do I need? I prefer it when people laugh with me, not at me. Not that I'd ever want to be friends with people like you anyways.
And she's even interviewed Queso of all people.
Okay, what about Animal Crossing?
I have absolutely no idea. Nothing about no Animal Crossing.
You've never played Animal Crossing?
No, yeah, matter of fact, yeah, I did.
As I mentioned at the start, she also has a channel fully dedicated to ASMR. So if you're into that type of stuff, maybe you're an insomniac who struggles with sleeping, Layna has you covered.
Or do you feel comfortable inside but you want to go out? You want to go outside, you want to feel accomplished too.
Overall, I have to say that LaynaLazar delivers on a huge variety of content, while never sparing the quality either. She's very entertaining, and I find her content to just be plain awesome. I consider LaynaLazar to be a VTuber that if you aren't too squeamish when it comes to blood or visceral stuff, you should absolutely give her a go. She's unique, cozy, and gets up to all sorts of things, so I'm sure you could find some content from her that you could enjoy. Layna, if you're watching this, you are awesome, mate, and I would love to do a deep dive on you one day. I just need to get into contact with you first. But that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of V Reviews. I know it's a lot more simple and trimmed compared to how I used to do things, but I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. But for now, I'm your local Mage Dark, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, my disciples.